Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So a couple of weeks ago, I did a video on how you can boost up your player-owned farm beans by harvesting adolescent dragons. So that video was kind of done with the idea of instant growth potions on star bloom flowers. But what I was sat thinking is that going to be the best use of your player-owned farm beans when looking at instant growth potions? So for this video, I'm going to look at 3 of the best methods I know of, and that's going to be herbs. We're going to look at god grapes and then also star bloom flowers as well on what is going to be the best use of your player-owned farm beans and you to make the most GP from them. So the herb I'm going to go for, if I can actually get the seeds, is going to be bloodweeds. Now, the reason I got bloodweeds is because the herb price is very high. Our book is actually higher, but our book's seeds are twice the price. So you're going to lose a bit more on the price of your seeds compared to your herb. So in terms of what we're going to invest in, we're going to use the super compost from the 120 farming cape. So really, the only cost I'm going to have is the price of the seeds. And we're going to do 10 runs of each crop. So that is going to be 10 herbs just there. The godly grapes, which are now the ones which you're going to get the wines for Zami, Sarah, and Guffick. So I just need to check the price real quick. They're going to come in at a price of 11k. So I need to buy 39. And then finally, star bloom flowers. Now, star bloom are good, but I do think they're going to be limited. I think they're going to be sort of caught out by these pair because of how many you can get from each. The star bloom flower seed is actually still quite high. I'm surprised it's that price. That actually might be its def, and even like the instant sell, yes, it's 7k low, but it's still pretty high. So I only want to buy 10 of these. So there we go. So these are going to be 10 goes into each crop. Now the star bloom flower seeds are going to require 10 battle staffs as well. I'm going to go 4k, so we're going to have to add 40k onto the total there. So the price for the star bloom flowers is going to be 790k for a cost. The grapevine seeds, because you don't need to do things like frames anymore, means that 475k is going to be their cost. And then finally, the bloodweed seeds is going to be 199k. So quite dramatic costs difference between all of them. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go to Manor Farm. I'm going to have to farm the bloodweed seeds in the wilderness, but we'll do that when it's time to do it as well. So if you didn't know, every time you sort of sell a farming animal to one of the collectors, you receive player-owned farm beans, which is the currency of what player-owned farm runs on. If you have spare beans after getting all the upgrades and stuff, you can buy these potions from Granny, and they have different sorts of things. So sundry potions are going to do like mushrooms, allotments and stuff like that. We're going to actually go for the leafy potions for most of it. So this is going to cover herbs, flowers, and then the sundry will be done for the grapes. So because the grapes are a hop, that is for grapes, and then leafy will do the star bloom and also the herbs. So I need to buy 20 of these, and I believe I've got some of the grapevine ones in. So what I'm going to do, if you were to do this method at any of these, I would highly recommend to use the dwarven harvester. The dwarven harvester gives you a chance of getting double resources for every crop you harvest. You don't get XP, but for the amount of profit you're going to make, it's quite worthwhile doing, and it's something I would recommend you doing as well. Now, for the basis of this method, just because I don't want any skewed figures, I'm not going to use the dwarven harvester. But if you are going to do this method, make sure you do use your dwarven harvester, your green finger aura, and use every sort of bonus you've got possible. I've got the 120 farming cape, the master farming set, and I'll also be using the tier 5 green fingers aura as well. So I just need to grab some battle stats really quick. So the thing is with the star bloom flower is that that's going to be the same amount no matter what. Yes, you might get a proc off your green fingers aura, whereas things like the herb and the godly grapevine seeds, there's a sort of range of which you can get so many per patch as well. So that would be interesting to see. That's why I've done 10 rather than something like 2, 3, or 4, is because it's going to be such a wide range which you can get from that as well. So we're just going to go and clear this patch really quick, and then we'll throw in the star bloom flower. Now this is something I would highly recommend everyone to involve in their herb run now, because it's going to be a flower patch. Because you're going to be doing a herb run anyway, it's so worthwhile you getting, because you're going to get a decent amount of these per run you do. So this is basically how the instant growth potion works. You plant it, you put the potion on, and then it goes through all its different phases. It goes very quick. Now I'm going to let these star bloom flowers go on the floor because I'll just loot all when I get to the leprechaun. But we'll work our way through it, and then once these are done, we'll come back and we'll go to the next patch, and then we'll get going from there. But I'm going to let you guys suffer with having to watch me do all these. I'll go and get these farmed, and then we'll come back once we are done. So there we go. We actually managed to save 2 seeds with the Scroll of Life, which again is very handy. And if you don't have it, you have to have it. Like that saved us 150k, which is a big portion of the budget for the star bloom flowers. So And the Star Bloom flower was definitely the more expensive to set up. So from 790k, we've actually made a decent amount there. So let's just say it's 800k. We made 2.5 mil from doing those. And we've also saved a little bit of costing with the Star Bloom flower, which I won't involve in this just in case you guys don't have it. Now, what I would say is with double XP around the corner, if you do have excess beans, now is a really good chance to cash in on them. Again, people will be after Star Bloom flowers, they'll be after herbs, they'll be after secondaries. Use your player-owned farm beans for profit. You can always go and get more player-owned farm beans. Again, I'll put the video for the adolescent sort of farming method just to show you guys that it is possible if you wanted to do it as well. So here we go with some God grapes. So I'm going to use 10 of these and then leave that final patch to end. Now, this is going to be painful. So I'm going to skip this bit because you guys don't want to sit and watch me harvest all these. So I'll go and harvest these now and then I'll give you guys an update once we are finished. And then we can have a comparison on how well these have done. Just before I forget, and also look at the farming cake prop 3 times in a row. I do have the bountiful harvest from the Garden of Greed, which actually means I'm going to be getting more of these. So we might knock this method down a little bit towards the end. We'll see how far away from the rest of them they are. I do think this will be the standout just because these sour grapes, which we're getting, are going to be about 70k each. The Guffix grapes are going to be about 30, 35k. It's just going to be so much money. And the fact we're going to get like 10 per patch just means there's a real big chance that we're going to make a lot of profit with the grapes. So again, finish these, we'll come back, we'll update once we're done. So this is our final one. Because we sort of jumped in while one was already grown, this is going to be the last one and we're going to leave that there. Very big haul from that. Now we need to check the price of the wines and stuff, but if it's anything like it used to be, I'd say 1.8 mil from Guffix. You're going to be looking at about 4.5, maybe more from that. So the God grapes have really sort of set the benchmark. I do think the Star Bloom flowers are good, but the final one for us to go and do now is the Bloodweed seeds. And I'm going to cheat a little bit because what I'm going to get out of the bank is some vial bombs. And what these are basically able to do is you throw them at the patch and they instant harvest everything. So I need to get the Woolly Sword because that's going to teleport us straight away. And then bomb. Yeah, that's it. So it's the liquid patch bomb. Just so I can do this video a little bit quicker more than anything. So we're going to go to the herb patch. And that stack of grape, really good. I think with a mascot around the corner as well, I think it's going to be a good time to stack up. So might have forgot that you actually have to do a couple of seeds for each patch. So it's going to be 10 per go. So I need to just quickly buy another 53 just to make sure we've got enough. But that's going to mean that the herb side is going to be very expensive, depending on how many we get. So maybe Dwarfweed would have been a better play for this. So I'm just going to go and get these really quick and we can get going. This was my worry with Bloodweed seed, was that if we're going to get enough. There we go. So all in, the Bloodweed seed is going to come in at a price of, let's just say that's 2 mil, 2.2 mil, which is actually quite expensive and is really overtook the Star Bloom seeds. So 2.2 mil for all of these. I completely forgot that you can do multiple seeds, and the more seeds you do, the better GP you're going to get from it as well. So we're going to do 10 seeds per patch, and we're going to see how good these are. But because of that, maybe something like a Dwarfweed seed, where the price is really cheap, might be the better play to do as well. And I'm having a right mare here. I forgot to go and get a Juju farming potion as well to have a chance of even more herbs. So again, sorry we've missed this bit off. I really sort of didn't think it. So yes, we're going to have a Juju farming potion there. Good job, these aren't limited. Herb patch, we are ready to go. So we're going to use our leafy growth potion. So yeah, with the mascot coming, things like these Sorrow Brews and the Sorrow Brew wines as well could be a really big time to do something like this, because you have a huge chance of actually making quite a lot of profit, because people will be after the super Sorrow Brews, and because of that, people will be after wines. Guffix Rest might go up as well, because that won't affect people's adrenalines if they're using necromancy. So yeah, God Grapes at the minute could be a real big thing to do. And the thing is as well, you don't need to use these instant growth potions. You could just do standard runs every sort of 2 hours. You could be doing a grapevine run. They really don't take long once you're in the sort of routine of it and the rhythm. And you could be making a lot of money off the back of it in a couple of weeks. It's all about having the items in the bank, so when they do go up in price, you've already got them to sell them off on the back of that as well. So these Bloodweed seeds we are flying through, and the patch bombs are so nice. They do cost some money. So what I try and do is use my disassemblers to basically provide them for me. The only thing I struggle a little bit on is the living components, just because sometimes seeds aren't plentiful. Maybe now is a good time to get a decent stack of them because some of the seeds are cheap. So there we go, pretty much about 50 herbs per patch. So this is going to come in at a price of 4.5 mil, yeah. So even though we've spent 2.2 mil on seeds, we've not done too bad actually in terms of profit. So let's go to the Grand Exchange. So we have all of our samples. So what I'm going to do now is quite quickly, hopefully, just be able to sell at least the star bloom flowers and the bloodweeds. And just so I can give you guys like a rough price of this is how much we've made from this as well. So they are not selling, which is great. So what I'll do, I'll go off Grand Exchange price just so we know roughly where we are. I'm going to actually have to price check all the wines. So wine of Sarah is going to come in its price off. 65k is a little bit low, 62. So if we checked 70 of these, so that's 4.3. I think we might have a winner here. We'll just check the Guffix one because the Zami one won't make any difference because they're practically 1k each. So a wine of Guffix, 33k. And I think these were the cheapest ones. I do think that the God Grapes were the cheapest ones to like buy the seeds for because we don't need frames and stuff. So that's 2.2. So 6.5 mil in grapes. And in terms of the seeds, we spent 500k. So from this video, we have made 5 mil profit for the 10 times we did the God Grapes. So per leafy growth potion, the God Grapes made 500k, which again, very, very good price there. So the star bloom flowers come in at a price of 2.7 mil. And in terms of the seeds and everything, they were 800k. So they've made roughly about 1.9 mil profit. So they're going to sort of equate to 190k profit per instant growth potion. And then finally, the bloodweeds, if we go for a price of 4.4 mil, because these are something I wouldn't want to sell lower. I would hold on mid-price. Worst case, I'd turn them into unfinished potions. 4.4 mil, but we spent a lot of money on seeds. We probably spent 2.2 mil on seeds, which means that in terms of profit, we've made 2.2 mil or 220k per instant growth potion. So basically, at the start of this video, the question was, out of these 3 crops, which one are going to make the most GP for your instant growth potion? Which means which one's going to make the most for your play your own farm beans? And the answer is God Grapes. So per single instant growth potion, God Grapes will make you 500k. The Bloodweed will make you 220, although you do have possibilities to sort of like shop around and see if there's any better herbs. Again, our book could have made more, not a lot more because the herb seed was a little bit more as well. And then finally, Star Bloom seeds, 190k per instant growth potion. Now don't forget, if you were to use a Dwarven Harvester with this, you would make double this because you get double the harvest with no XP. So if you were to do this with instant growth potions, you would make 1 mil per instant growth potion doing God Grapes. God Grapes, I've said it numerous times, are the best thing to farm currently. That, Star Bloom seeds, herbs, and also Primal Pulp can be a sort of 20-25 minute run every 2 hours, and it will make you mils over time. So maybe it's time to do a brand new herb run. Let me know in the comments if you want to see it below. But I thought it'd be a nice little video to do to show you guys, look, I've shown you guys how to get some beans really quick. This is how you can then turn those beans into cash with the instant growth potions. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if there's any other play your own farm stuff you want to see. Let me know if there's any other videos you want to see as well, money making or skilling or any kind of things as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon in the next one.